Under the vast, star-strewn skies of California's Central Valley, where almond orchards whisper secrets to the wind and the Sierra Nevada looms like a silent guardian, the humble town of Clovis prepares for a seismic shake, not from the earth, but from the boot-stomping energy of country superstar Bryan. The earthquake is expected to occur soon. As the Bryan Farm Tour 25 arrives at the ponds at Harlan Ranch on May 16, 2025, the atmosphere is filled with excitement and anticipation. This venue is a sprawling field that converts dusty countryside into a neon-lit sanctuary for 20,000 devoted fans. Imagine this: pickup trucks loaded down with coolers, cowboy hats bobbing like buoys in a sea of tailgate parties, and the faint twang of guitars warming up against the backdrop of golden hour sunsets. This is what you will see. However, before the first chorus of Country Girl, Shake It For Me reverberates across the ponds, there is a harsh reality check in the form of traffic. In this agricultural heartland, where Highway 168 cuts through like a lifeline, the flood of people from out of town has the potential to convert the smooth tarmac into a slow dance of delays. A severe warning has been issued by the California Highway Patrol (CHP), which urges motorists to plan their journeys as if they were generals engaged in a battle on the back roads. The following is an explanation of how the chaos works, as well as how to traverse it without losing your twang. This kind of blockbuster night is not something that Clovis, with its quaint old town charm and rodeo heritage, is particularly well suited for. Harlan Ranch, which is located off Shepherd Avenue close to Owens Mountain Parkway, is situated at the intersection between rural peacefulness and spread-out suburban development. The location of the venue, which is flanked to the north by State Route 168, SR 168, and Thompson Avenue, which winds through orchards, makes it a magnet for traffic congestion. Expect the gridlock to begin early, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, when parking lots will creak open like saloon doors, encouraging supporters to stake their claims with blankets, grills, and enough beer to irrigate the fields. When the gates open at 5 o'clock and opening acts such as Bailey Zimmerman and Cameron Marlowe begin to tease the crowd, the roadways will begin to fill to the extent the San Joaquin River surges during the spring flood. According to the California Highway Patrol, the most intense traffic jams are expected to occur between the hours of 2 and 6 o'clock in the evening for arrivals. Then, as the crowds disperse, headlights will be seen piercing the night like fireflies fleeing a barn dance. Imagine that Herndon Avenue, which is typically a sluggish thoroughfare for local commuters, is clogged with semis from Fresno and sedans from Bakersfield, all of which are vying for a peak of the signage that directs them to concert parking this way. Authorities have methodically planned out the mechanisms that are causing this mayhem, transforming what could have been a chaotic situation into a well-orchestrated hoedown. SR 168, the 4-lane artery that connects Clovis to the Fresno-Clovis metropolitan area, is still open for through traffic, which is a tiny relief for those who are rushing to dinner or who are attempting to avoid the hoopla completely. However, if you are traveling in the opposite direction and are looking for the Harlan Ranch exit, you will be forced to take either Owens Mountain Parkway or Shepherd Avenue, and then you will be forced to make your way toward Thompson Avenue like a conga line at a wedding event. In a similar manner, westbound travelers are detoured in order to maintain calm. Towards the south, who is Shepherd Avenue? Put that out of your mind. It is a velvet rope in asphalt form, and it is only available to automobiles that are going to a concert. Cars that are not part of the concert and are caught in the crossfire will be sent either east or west onto State Route 168. This will ensure that those who are faithful are given preferential entry, while those who are not part of the event will be herded away like stray livestock. An abundance of California Highway Patrol officers will be present at key crossroads, such as Shepherd and State Route 168 or Thompson and Owens Mountain. Their vests will shine brightly like stage lights, and they will wave batons and enforce the flow of traffic with the precision of a fiddle solo. Picture the situation in your mind creatively. A caravan of recreational vehicles, RVs, is making its way in from the Interstate 5 corridor, which is located 100 miles north of the tech giants of the Bay Area who are slumming it in Wranglers. The sun is setting, painting the ponds in shades of peach and lavender. In the direction of the south, dairy farmers from Fresno subreddit on Reddit, there is a buzz of frantic questions, such as, "Can I turn on to Thompson from Herndon?" As locals exchange war stories from previous rodeos, warning of 45-minute crawls that put even the most patient drivers. Rain makes corn. Corn makes whiskey motto to the test. The question arises, or am I doomed to the 168 detour? The posts on Instagram that are made by Cultram's District 6 are sharp with infographics, and they become bedtime reading for those who are tired of driving. These posts diagram diversions like a treasure map to Bryan's bassline. Let's not overlook the people who are fighting for ride-sharing. Gig economy vehicles are being herded away from the chaos by workers who are using bright signage to fence off drop zones for Uber and Lyft. This is done in order to prevent a digital age pileup. Traffic's thicker than Luke's draw, but worth every red light for that huntin', fishin', and lovin' everyday vibe, a fan writes on the internet while sitting in a lawn chair in the middle of the orchards. On the other hand, this is not simply about blowing horns and going over the deep end. Rather, it is a symphony of preparation that highlights the more profound rhythm of the event. Luke Bryan's farm tour, which is currently in its 16th year, is not your typical arena spectacle. Rather, it is a love letter to the heartland, conducted on working farms to highlight the unsung heroes of agriculture. In Clovis, this means that the ponds at Harlan Ranch, which were previously peaceful reflections of the moonlight, are now pulsating with stages, fireworks, and a VIP hayloft that overlooks the activity. Which economic reverberation? A wave caused by the tides. There are local merchants selling boots and brisket. Motels from Fresno to Visalia are all booked, and the excitement spills over into Clovis's Old Town for barbecues after the event goes on. Country music is not simply a means of escape, it is also a means of elevation, as evidenced by the fact that the organizers have pledged to donate to local schools, so transforming ticket purchases into scholarships. As a result, traffic jams become symbols of the tenacity of the community, serving as a collective endurance test that brings together strangers through the exchange of anecdotes about avoiding collisions and the serendipitous singing of songs. A method to avoid the squeeze is presented below for those who are not familiar with it. To begin, adopt the philosophy of the early bird. Arrive before 3 o'clock in the afternoon to secure a nice parking spot in the Thompson Avenue lots, where the sound of gravel crunching under tires is reminiscent of clapping. Using programs such as Waze or Google Maps, which are equipped with real-time notifications from the California Highway Patrol, search for Luke Bryan Clovis traffic to find live cams that indicate the current state of the parkway. What about ride-sharing? Drop-offs are organized in designated zones off Shepherd, and pickups after the show are directed through Franklin and Santa Fe at the sister event that is held nearby at Atwater. However, this arrangement has been modified here to ensure that shuttles are smooth. For those who are devotees of public transportation, there is good news. Clovis's convenient shuttles from Fresno's Regional Transit Center loop in, completely avoiding the drama. You may also lock up your bike and lasso a space near the merch tents selling Bryan's Kill the Lights tees by using the pedal-powered path that is provided by the bike racks at the venue gates. This is for those who are confident in their abilities. As a helpful hint, make sure to pack light. The venue prohibits glass bottles. And choose a driver who is as sober as a Sunday sermon. What is the mantra of the CHP? Every single advisory reverberated with the phrase, "Plan ahead, stay safe," serving as a reminder that a single incorrect turn illuminates the retreat, the exodus begins. This occurs as dusk gives way to Twilight Encore, which consists of Bryan singing One Margarita under a canopy of neon lights. That is when the true test comes into play. 20,000 individuals are flowing back to SR 168, a migration in the opposite direction that could last until 2 in the morning. Station sentinels of the California Highway Patrol will attempt to stagger the outflow, giving priority to families with children sleeping in booster seats and late-night partygoers hailing Ubers. The roads bounce back like a resilient ballad after the event, with inhabitants returning their quiet before daylight. The ponds settle into silence, with the exception of the croak of frogs harmonizing with the coyotes in the distance. It is a theater for storytelling, where the tango of traffic becomes the overture to transcendence, and this performance firmly establishes Clovis as more than a Fresno suburb in the creative canon of Central Valley lore. Fans like Maria Lanavara, who are enjoying a cocktail in a tailgate setup that has already been crowded, choose to avoid the crowd altogether. "I didn't want to fight the traffic. We can hang out, have drinks and food," she says. Her remarks effectively express the essence. In an area where life is measured in harvests and heartaches, the coming of Bryan is not a disruption. Rather, it is a detonation, a rush of delight that traffic just tempers into riches. As the final taillights disappear into the mist of the valley, the roads speak of victories won, lessons gained, and the unbreakable tie that exists between boots, bass, and backroads. In country time, every delay is only a verse leading up to the chorus, so rev up your engine, choose your route carefully, and keep in mind that